So, guys, did you know that this Fantastic Four movie coming out this weekend is actually the third take on the first Marvel family? Hey, everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about the 2005 film Fantastic Four. So, this would be the second film, I guess, if you count the 1994 film that wasn't officially released. The only way you can find it nowadays is by bootleg. I haven't even bothered to see that one because I heard it's so bad it makes this one that I'm about to talk about look really good. So yes, this is going to be the 2005 one, the one with Chris Evans as the Human Torch, Jessica Alba as the Invisible Woman, and along with those two other guys whose names escape me right now. But they're really good actors as well. I think Michael Chiklis as the Thing, and Ian, I'm not even going to try pronouncing his last name, as the Mr. Fantastic. So, yeah, this is a 2005 film, and what did I think of it? You know, this movie gets a lot of flack from a lot of people because it isn't the perfect superhero film. It's some people consider it some of the worst. And I'm going to be upfront right now and say that I actually enjoy this movie. When it originally came out, and even today, I just watched it again yesterday to remind myself a little bit of it. And I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I don't think it's anywhere near the top 10, but I am going to say that I enjoy it. I don't think it's the top 10 worst superhero films either. I think it's actually somewhere maybe in the middle, maybe a little bit lower than that. I don't know. But yeah, I think like if I had to choose between this movie or Batman and Robin, I'd pick this movie. I think Fantastic Four is a better movie than Batman and Robin. Now, maybe for a lot of people it isn't saying much. Maybe for a lot of people they're equally bad. But for me, I can find a few redeeming qualities about it, more than, say, that other movie that I just mentioned, and a lot of other bad superhero movies. So let's get into it right now. First of all, we have this cast. Chris Evans, to me, when I was watching this movie again, it was amazing how, different he is in this movie. And it just shows how good of an actor Chris Evans is. That he is able to act as this goofball idiot. But then there's a little bit of maturity at the end. I was watching the extended version, by the way. So if you watch that version, it's actually a little bit better, especially for the Human Torch character. Because his character in the movie is kind of, he's very irresponsible. And if you watch the extended version, there's actually a moment towards the end where he does learn, like, maybe I should be taking a little bit more responsibility because I'm using my powers for fame and fortune rather than what it should be used for, which is something he didn't learn in the theatrical version. Because they took that scene out, you kind of lose that. Johnny doesn't learn anything, but with the extended version he does learn something, and it's a very important scene. I don't know why they took it out of the theatrical cut, but sometimes it's all to do with timing and whatnot. So check out the extended version. You might enjoy that version a little bit more. I don't know. I think if you already have your mindset that you hate this movie, then maybe nothing will change your mind. But yeah, Chris Evans to me was a great Human Torch. Even Michael Chiklis as the Thing. I think a lot of people never really hated those. A lot of people I've noticed said those two are the highlights of the film, and they're all, I think they're all great. I think even Jessica Alba, who a lot of people give a lot of flack to for this movie, to me it's never really an actor's fault, because sometimes you can get a not so great actor and put them in a really great movie. For an example, Dave Bautista in Guardians of the Galaxy, who played Drax. He is an actor. He's even come out and admitted that he's not a great actor. But James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, knew how to put him into the film and work with his talent. And if you get the right... I blame it more on the director in that case, because if you get the right director who knows how to work with that actor's talent, then you can get a better performance out of them. So I don't blame Jessica Alba or any of the actors in this movie. I think they all did a good job with what, the director told them to do. It's the director's fault if the audience didn't like what the actor was doing, in my opinion. That's my opinion only. So take it or leave it. The story is very simple and basic. You know, the Fantastic Four get their powers, and they're trying to find all these ways to restore themselves back. And, you know, it's okay, it's not a big plot. And, you know, even Doctor Doom's plot in the movie, where he's this owner of a business, his story is very similar to the Green Goblin from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, the very first one with William Dafoe as the Green Goblin. His story is literally similar. I think there was even a scene with the board members, and there is literally that same exact line after the board members decide to push him out. He says the exact same line that Norman Osborn says. So, you know, a lot of these characters are hits and misses for a lot of people. I can see Doctor Doom because, you know, I've heard a lot of people talk very highly about Doctor Doom, saying that he's like one of Marvel's greatest villains. And yeah, when I watched this movie, I'm not going to say I hated the character in this film, but yeah, I didn't sense anything spectacular with him, you know, like Magneto. You know, both versions of Magneto, Ian McKellen and Michael Fassbender, I think are great interpretations of that character. Loki, thanks to Tom Hiddleston, is a great character. These are, you know, some of Marvel's best villains. And Doctor Doom is supposed to be, for a lot of people, that type of a villain, the way they describe him in the comics. And I don't read much comics, but if that's what they were trying to get out from this movie, it didn't work, and I'll agree with fans on that part. That, yeah, Doctor Doom didn't feel like anything big or spectacular. He felt just like, I don't know, another villain, I guess. The action scenes in this movie, I'll admit, aren't too spectacular itself. They try to do some cool, spectacular things, but like, there's this whole fight sequence on the bridge. I'll admit it was really weak and lame. And then there's this whole battle with Doctor Doom towards the end, which was maybe a little bit better than the bridge sequence, but still not anything spectacular. So this movie does try to be like Spider-Man, and maybe that's what its problem is. When you watch it, you can feel that there's a tone that they're trying to create that's similar to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, which isn't a bad thing and could have worked for the movie. The problem is there's a lot of things that you kind of roll your eyes about, and some things, like when they're trying to be funny, sometimes they're not that funny, or sometimes they're not funny at all. It did get a couple of chuckles out of me. I'm going to admit there were some moments that I did laugh a little bit, but then there were moments where you were supposed to laugh, but you don't because it just didn't work. So it could be a combination of everything. It could be a combination of the writing, the directing, all of it. But I still think there's a lot of heart there. I think there's heart and charm there that you can still enjoy. If you don't mind cheesiness with your superheroes, then you'll be okay with this. With all that being said, guys, I'm going to give Fantastic Four a 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Yes, there are some problems with it, but I think if we all go in knowing that, you know, it's a fun movie, and let it just go and have fun with it. Don't take it as like this is going to be a cool adaptation like Batman Begins, or it's gonna be cool and fun like the Avengers. It's nowhere near as good as those ones, not even close. But it is, I wouldn't say it's boring, at least. I think you can go with this movie and have fun with it, especially with a group of friends, and just laugh at, like, maybe how bad it is. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad, but I can see why people would think it's bad. And I won't defend it. I won't. Even though I enjoyed it, I won't defend it because I know people have a point at what they're making. Just a lot of the things that people complain about this movie, it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers them. And would I recommend this to people? Maybe not, because I can see a lot of people not really enjoying it the way I enjoyed it, because I'm not a comic book fan, right? So I think even non-comic book fans didn't like this movie, though. So I think that doesn't really matter. It all matters if you don't mind cheese, I guess. I don't know. If you don't mind cheesy superheroes, you'll enjoy it. Remember, I'm the guy that grew up with Power Rangers for how many years already? So maybe that's why the movie didn't really affect me in a bad way, because I'm used to that kind of style, I guess. And as long as it's entertaining somewhat, I can forgive it and have a good time with it. So, with that being said, guys, I guess that's it. And looking forward to the new Fantastic Four movie, which is taking a totally different approach. It's taking a more darker approach and grounded from what they've said in interviews. So, I'm looking forward to it. The trailers actually look really good. But then again, you know, my opinion on the Fantastic Four might be a little bit biased because I actually enjoyed this one. So, take it for what it's worth. I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping this new Fantastic Four movie will be even better than how I like this one. So, we'll see. So, until next time, guys, take care.